This episode of Before the Bat is brought to you by Tweaked Audio. To get awesome headphones, go to tweakedaudio.com and use the coupon code Southgate to get 30% off, free shipping, and a lifetime warranty. Or you can get there through the link on our website, southgatemediagroup.com.
Welcome to Before the Bat, the Gotham podcast, your guide to the TV show Gotham and all things Batman. And since it's the summer, we're definitely focusing on Batman. Just like the last couple weeks, it's me, Phil, and we're here with Lilith.
Hey guys!
And this is the first part of a special two-part series, because part one we're going to be talking about Batman the Killing Joke, the comic book, and then in a few weeks when the movie comes out, we'll review the movie. But like I said, right now it's the comics. That's all we have right now.
Okay, so can I do some background information?
Sure.
Okay, because this is one of my favorites, and I know everybody that loves Babs right now that is just fell in love with Babs kind of don't understand the importance, and there's been kind of a backlash on the internet about this particular thing, but I still really love this book. It's one of the most influential one-shot superhero comic books ever written. Seriously.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even hyping that up. That's just you can't even dispute it. I love Alan Moore and I love Brian Boland, and you put these two together and they gave us this genius.
Mm-hmm.
And I was telling Phil, it's been in continuous print since 1988. So, that's almost 30 years. In 2008, the deluxe hardcover edition came out, and I really highly recommend it because this features the new colorings by Brian Boland, and it's kind of meant to illustrate his original intentions for the book, because the original is really super intensely colored, but in this one it's more somber and subdued and realistic.
Yeah,
so I want to really recommend that one.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was doing my research online, and I read that a couple days ago that I guess Boland didn't have time to color it. He wanted to draw and color it, but he didn't have the chance. And then I guess he didn't like the coloring in the flashbacks.
Mm-hmm.
So in the hardcover, this latest one, I guess he recolored it, so it's the coloring is different the way he originally envisioned it.
Yep. And it does change a few things. And I think it's really important to read the original way it was first. And then if you can get, even just thumb through it at the library. My library has it. It's always, on wait. But it's worth the wait if you don't want to buy it outright. Because it's pretty expensive, to be honest. So.
Yeah. But I was telling you, I have a ninth printing of it. But I guess it's the original format. It's the paperback. Do you know what the original price was on this?
What, $6?
I hope you're sitting down. $3.95.
What?
$3.95.
Ugh.
Like the current price of a Marvel book or some DC books before Rebirth.
That's crazy.
Yes.
That really surprises me. Damn inflation. So yeah, I always, what I do want to applaud DC for though, is that they never milked it like they did with the Dark Knight Returns kind of thing. They just let this be. You know what I mean?
What do you think it's because, would they have to, I guess they wouldn't. I was going to say, would they have to get some kind of permission from Alan Moore?
No, not really. Because this Joker origin a lot of this stuff comes into play later in the comic books. So they really wanted to. They could have just done it, but yeah. Let's get into the story, because the story is great.
Oh, yeah. Basically, what starts off with Batman going to Arkham Asylum to see the Joker and saying, if we keep up this war, one of us is going to die. And then, surprise, it's not the real Joker.
Exactly.
It's just how stupid are all the doctors and the cops and everybody else in Gotham that no one could figure out this wasn't the real Joker?
It is Gotham. I like to pretend now that the Gotham TV show is out, I like to go, yes, that is a good embodiment of actual Gothamites.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I can think of is, like, the Joker's so crazy,
So-
no one wanted to come near him. I don't know.
Oh, this gives me a little bit of the Dark Knight feels. Obviously, the movie.
Yeah.
So when he's talking about trying to drive James Gordon, excuse me, insane to prove that upstanding citizens have a capable of going mad after one bad day. So that was nice.
So, I mean, this was 88. This was supposed to be, after Crisis, but I don't know. I guess it's just the Alan Moore. Batman's in the Batcave, and there's that picture of, like Silver Age Batman and all those characters. Hey, look, there's Batmite.
Oh, please don't. I was hoping you wouldn't bring that up.
Well, it's just the one picture.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Should we get to the probably the most controversial scene in this issue? The whole
Yeah, absolutely.
The whole barber shooting.
Oh, you don't want to talk about, the man who become the Joker?
Well, yeah. I mean, we could talk about that. It's kind of spaced out, off and on the whole issue. But what do you think? Would you be happy if they came out and said that is definitively the Joker's origin?
It's better than some of the other Joker origins, so I guess. I don't think that the Joker should have a true origin. I'm very against that.
Yes, because he's supposed to be chaos personified, and I think if you give him the definitive origin, you kind of lessen
Take away the mystique.
Yes.
But, this is, like I said, it's better than most of the other ones, and I definitely don't like what they did in the New 52, at the end of New 52, so... If I had to have that or this, I'll take this.
Yeah, I just, but I mean, they kind of save it towards the end when the Joker's like, he's so crazy, he remembers it differently every time, so that might not be the real origin.
Exactly. But this is what inspired Tim Burton's Joker too, so.
I can see that.
So yeah, let's talk about that Barbara Gordon situation. Some man, at least she didn't get fridged all the way. Although initially that's what this was meant to do, was to write out Barbara.
Mm-hmm.
Which just backfired in their faces gloriously, which is the triumph of this story to me, which is why I like it so much, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Do you think it was written this way that she didn't die so they could bring her back if they, if someone wanted to?
Yeah, exactly. It's just how they say that this is left open-ended, right? The ending, and it's open for everybody's interpretation, kind of thing.
Yeah, but I mean, what do you think about? I mean, like we were saying recently, people have been saying, it's the violence against the woman, been,
Yeah.
But I'm just except for the gunshot wound, he basically doesn't do anything to her. Well,
I mean, he stripped Gordon naked in a cage, for goodness sakes.
Yeah, no, we don't see it, but I mean, behind the scenes, he could be beating Gordon.
Yeah, I mean, but you have to remember it was 88, and to quote the latest season of Orange is the New Black, the 80s was a strange, messed up place.
Yeah, that's the thing with a lot of this stuff. It's people try to view it through 2016, mindset, and no, it was 1988.
Exactly.
But I've also heard people question, they're okay, Joker stripped Barbara naked. Was that just so he could show Gordon the wound and everything, or do you think there was a rape involved? They never come out and mention it ever in any other story.
Yeah. And again, open to interpretation. So as dark as it's one of those things. It's as dark as you want your mind is. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And my one issue with the whole scene is Joker's at the door, he has the gun pointed right at her. She just freezes. I'm she's Batgirl. She was
Oh no. See, now you gotta go watch that episode of Law and Order where Olivia Benson gets kidnapped by the Psycho, and they explain that pretty well.
Yeah. But I'm if she would have made an attempt to disarm him and then he shoots her, okay, but she made no attempt, or even if it was just her throwing herself between the Joker and her father to take the bullet.
Yeah, that would have been a little more palatable probably for people as the story ages.
Oh yeah, I mean, anytime they brought it up, you would see the guilt on Gordon's face, that his daughter did that for him.
Yeah. See, like I was very, very young, and I think I didn't end up reading this until like 2001, maybe.
I was gonna say I didn't read it in '88, but I think it was like maybe early or mid '90s for me.
I just I want to hear from you guys in emails, people who were like old enough to remember how this actually like went down. I guess like if there was any like reaction, and I doubt it. Nobody really cared about comic books back then.
Yeah, well, I was gonna
Right?
say, I was gonna say, if people want to send in their emails, we'll read them, when we do the movie. But we did get one email from Jesse Jackson.
Oh, awesome!
I
Another member here on the Southgate Media Group.
That's right. But I guess I think he did pick it up back in the day because he says, I can remember picking up The Killing Joke and being very impressed by the cover. It was a striking image and I couldn't wait to read the issue. I did resist reading it at the stoplights as I drove home. He says, sometimes I still do, sometimes when I'm heading home. He says, once I read the story, I knew that I had read the best Joker story of all time and in my mind his quote-unquote true secret origin. After all these years, I still feel that way. I can't think of too many stories that have stuck with me and has caused such a permanent change in continuity. I've had a crush on the Barbara Gordon character since the late great Yvonne Craig played her in the 1960s Batman show. To see her brutally shot was shocking and sticks with me still. The idea that the Joker was trying to prove the point that all it takes is one bad day for anyone to go crazy is a great plot and makes sense in an insane way. Recently, the story's been criticized for the use of violence and the way that Barbara is just a plot device, but from my perspective, it's a modern classic and one of the best Batman stories ever told. Keep hope alive.
I couldn't have said it better myself when it comes to this book, honestly.
Yeah.
I love Oracle when she was in the wheelchair, what she represented. I hated what New 52 did to it, but it was good to see her back in a cape. Like, I'm not even going to lie. Even if Batgirl of Burnside isn't my flavor, it was great to have her back in the cape. I'm not going to lie about that.
Yeah, but I mean, this seems like it. So many people, I guess, this story talks to because, like, even like I said, like in the early mid '90s when I was still in school, like junior high and high school, it's just like if anyone had read just like one Batman story, it seemed like this was the story they read.
Yep. Well, at least it wasn't Dark Knight. Like, I don't think that's for that's not for beginners. Do you know what I mean? Because everything's so kind of drastically different. I think that he really does capture the Batman and Joker struggle very well. He captures James Gordon very well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think you have to know the history and kind of have to be in it for a while to appreciate that story fully.
So the whole thing about the Killing Joke and the end of how the ending is loosely interpreted. How did you interpret it the first time you read it?
I was like, really? Would Batman stand there and laugh with his, with this guy who basically crippled and did God knows what to one of your friends and then basically locked up your other friend and basically tried to drive him insane? Really? You would stand there and laugh with him?
Oh, and there was this great interview on, it was actually Kevin Smith's podcast. Do you remember this at all?
Yes, I believe I do, yes.
It's,
Was it Grant Morrison? Was he talking?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. That's exactly what I was looking for. And, he just basically tells his interpretation of it. And it's just so funny because he's just like, it's just so obvious.
Yeah, but, I mean, if this story's in continuity, that ending can't really be, can it?
Exactly. But it wasn't in continuity at the time, though, right?
I don't think... I think they wrote it that it wasn't going to be in continuity, but then they mentioned it.
Exactly. So, it's one of those things where if you ask the right person on the right day, you get a different answer every time.
Yeah, because I don't think it was in continuity, but then, I think the first issue of... Death in the Family, the Joker escaped from Arkham, and Batman and Gordon are talking, and basically, was it Gordon? One of them was said, yeah, everyone, everyone, the Justice League, the Titans, everyone wants a piece of the Joker after what he did to Barbara.
Exactly.
So, bang, in continuity. But, should we mention what that other theory was that Kevin Smith and Grant Morrison mentioned?
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
That they weren't just standing there laughing, because then, one of the last panels, we see Batman with, it looks like his arms, on the Joker, so they said, basically the theory was that Batman killed the Joker right here.
Mm-hmm.
which I guess would work with, the whole beginning of the issue when they were saying...
Yeah, they're like, that's why it's called the Killing Joke.
Yeah, and, in the beginning when Batman was like, one of us is going to die, eventually. Mm-hmm. But once again, if it's in continuity now, that can't possibly be. But if you look at it, in some of the last panels, you can see their feet and they're both standing up. I mean, unless Batman's holding up his dead body.
The ending joke is inspired by Red Skeleton on the Ed Sullivan Show from the late 60s, apparently. A little bit before both of our times. So this is the funny thing because back in 2011, I remember Mark Hamill said if there were ever an animated version of the Killing Joke, he would gladly voice the Joker again, and boom, it happened. They might be. And then it was awesome because Kevin Conroy came back, and if you're a kid like me and you grew up with Batman animated series, he's basically Batman to us.
Yeah, and they both said they would do it, and Warner Brothers took one look at this situation and was like,
So much so that we're doing the documentary behind Mark Hamill's return to the DC animated universe.
Well, yeah, I mean, they know this is going to... I mean, come on, who doesn't think this is going to be the best-selling animated thing they've ever put out?
And it's the first DC animated original movie ever to be rated R.
Yes.
And they've been pushing that PG-13 button for quite a while, by the way, so...
I know, I was just thinking that the other day. I was like, I mean, look at what they get away with on their PG-13 stuff. Can you imagine R?
Exactly. I understand people who have concerns about it, I do, but I just think it's a really great story and all the things that, kind of come from it. And I'm just really interested to see everybody's reaction to the Killing Joke movie. Because it's animated, so it's just you know what I mean? It's not it's live action.
But it's just I wonder how far they're going to really let them take it, because like I said, I'll do my research. I was reading, they made them tone down one or two things in this issue. The whole, when the Joker has Gordon riding through the funhouse or whatever, and he's showing him all the pictures of Barbara. They made them change one or two of those pictures, because I guess one or two of that, that one panel when Gordon's screaming Barbara and all the pictures are behind them.
Yep.
That middle picture, instead of just her face, I think was supposed to be just about full body shot. I guess they made them change that.
Yeah, I could see that.
They toned down Alan Moore, Mr. Sophisticated Suspense.
Yeah, that's the thing. Alec, and Moore is not for everybody either.
Yeah.
Just to be honest. So I can understand, he kind of goes against the grain on certain things, and that's not for everybody. But I do think that this story was just really brilliant, and he's working in the mainstream universe with Batman, the cash cow,
Mm-hmm.
So it was just a really interesting, dark story. And, this is how dark and gritty is meant to be. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Poor Joker. I really enjoy this take on the Joker. This is the cash cow that DC can milk me out of every single time, no matter. like I said, I already have the soft cover and the hard cover, and I have a digital version. If they come out with a new cover, I'll get it again. Even if it's a different forward, I'll get it again. This is the only cash cow that they can really milk from me next to Kingdom Come. That's something that when a new edition comes out, I always get to.
Mm-hmm. But
I just like it.
Yeah, but I mean, even if you're fans of Gotham, I mean, you got Gordon, you got Bullock in here. Got the 40s Batmobile. I love that Batmobile with the big bat's head on the front of it and the big fin in the back.
Yeah.
It's probably my second or third favorite Batmobile.
What's your favorite panel out of this whole one?
Oh, that's hard. I mean, there's so much good in this. I can't believe you're gonna make me choose. Like I said, I'm gonna have to name a few because I can't just name one. I like when Batman shows up at the carnival there. That big panel, the Batmobile. Like I said, I like in the beginning when Batman walking into the Joker's cell. Just him in shadows. You can always get me with the Batman in shadow.
I think I have to specifically state this. It's the 2008 version of the scene where Joker reveals his take, on his pessimistic outlook on the world.
Mm-hmm.
It really, with this different coloring, it really does set the mood a little better. It's like the purples and the pinks versus the greens and the yellows. Just kind of connotates his mood a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
Of that melancholy, devil may care kind of thing. So, that's something from the 2008 version that I liked a whole lot better. Some of the things I like better from 1988. Other things like this I like better in the 2008 version.
Mm-hmm.
And then, what's that other scene where he's talking to the girl and he's like, "You think I care?" Like, it's awesome kind of joke to me. That's always great. And the classic ha 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 panel, obviously. It's very iconic now, obviously.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. How could I have forgotten that?
I love that suit. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
If I ever do a Joker cosplay, that's going to be the suit it's based on.
What, the purple suit?
Yeah.
Well, that's like the...
Well, with the long coattails and stuff, though.
Yeah, that's like the classic, especially in the 1980s.
Yeah.
You also get him as the Red Hood in the flashback.
I know, right? I was just like, wow. That's a great thing, too, though, Red Hood, this version.
Oh, yeah,
I like how Gotham played with that, too, so.
Yeah. That's the one thing I think they should always have in his origins, the Red Hood.
Yeah. So, I guess all we have left is the grade.
What has to be an A, doesn't it?
It does. And some people can disagree when they email us. Feel free to disagree, but this is definitely an A+ for me. I'm always on the edge of my seat when I read this. I literally always kind of like tense up when I'm reading it when we get towards the end. Like every time it's like muscle memory or something.
Yeah, I Darian's like read this at like midnight or 2 o'clock in the morning.
I just thought it was an all-around really great, solid story from beginning to end. And like I said, I just really applaud it. And why it still stays in such high regard for me is that it stayed a one-shot. And then it also goes on to have some lasting effects for a very long time on a really good character. And it gave somebody, people that are, in wheelchairs and things like that, somebody to look up to because she was always so capable, always just such a great character facing that kind of adversity, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's kind of the thing is, she took this tragedy and I think she came out stronger for it.
Definitely.
So, is that it then?
Yeah, I think so, other than shameless plugs.
All right, well, if anyone wants to, like I said, send us your emails. When we do part 2 of when the movie comes out, we will read any and all emails, even if you disagree with us. You can email beforethebat@gmail.com, or you can even contact us, Before the Bat, the Gotham Podcast on Facebook, and our Twitter is @BeforeTheBatPod. Or if you want to get in Lilith Hellfire's face herself, Lilith, where can they argue with you?
You guys can find me on Twitter @Lilith Hellfire. Feel free to drop me an ask in my box over on Tumblr. It's lilithhellfire.tumblr.com. I will be doing a review for Batman, the Killing Joke animated movie. So look forward to that review over on lilithhellfire.com. And those are all the places you guys can find me for right now.
And as always, you can always email me, nightwingpdp@gmail.com. On Twitter, I'm @nightwingpdp. You can always hear me here on Before the Bat. Make sure to check out our new and improved, the Flash Arrow Power Hour is gone, but we have the Legends of DC. Me, Tyler, and Zach are still talking Flash on the Central City Podcast Dudes, and Lilith and I are doing Queen Consolidated, where we will talk Arrow. Zachary Hare and Charlie Esser. That's right, we dragged Mr. Marvel himself, Professor Charlie Esser, in to discuss Legend of Tomorrow. And then, of course, we have Tyler and his wife Janaea talking about Supergirl. So check out that podcast. It's like 4 shows in one. It's all free, people.
Oh, this fall is gonna be fun.
Oh yeah. So come back in about a month. We'll have part 2 when the movie comes out.
You know me, I'll get it before that, but
yeah. But so yeah, probably around a month or so we'll have part 2 when the movie comes out, and just keep with us for the summer because Lilith and I have been talking some comics and all kinds of good stuff. So, till next time, same bad channel, Gotham Podcast.